Ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing this fine day? If you do not know, I went to a movie last night with the boys. Shout out to the boys, Paige, Sean, Hoobie. Shout out the boys, that was a good night. Okay, so what did we watch? Easily the best horror movie of the year, without a question. 10 out of 10. We saw Black Phone 2. Now, the good... I loved this movie, first of all. I want to put this out there. I loved it. I loved every second of it. Minus the people that were in my theater. And if you were one of the people in my theater, if you watch this video, literally straight up, fuck you. I could have killed you. I was so fucking tilted. If the kids that just would not shut the fuck up behind it. In the back, bro, I could have fucking killed you. I was so mad. Okay, I got that little rant out of me. Alright, let's continue. What I liked about the movie. Mason Thames. Oh my god. Mason Thames is Finney. Dude. This man, from the first movie to the second one, the acting is outstandingly better. Without a question. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. The speech when him and Gwen are yelling at each other, this is spoiler alert, when him and Gwen are yelling at each other in front of their dad, oh my god. Let's go. That was fucking epic. I absolutely loved that scene. Ethan Hawke as the grabber. Oh my god. 10 times better than the first one. Mind you, I love the first one. I think the first one's... I'm gonna say it. I don't know if you guys are gonna agree with this take. I think the first one is mid. If I were to give it an honest rating, 7 out of 10, 7, 8. It wasn't, to me, it wasn't really horror-esque. There wasn't jump scares, there was, like, the lack of gore. Like, if I'm going to a horror movie, there's two things I want. Jump scares and gore. That's it. I, again, love the first one. Absolutely. Ethan Hawke in that. Mason Thames. The kid who plays Gwen. Absolutely incredible. Don't get me wrong. I really enjoyed the first one. The second one, way better. For numerous reasons. I got scared more. Literally, I swear me and Paige had the same reaction to one of them. To one of the to the first jump scare. Oh my god, that scared the fuck out of me. I got scared twice. I got jump scared and I literally jumped out of my seat. I absolutely loved this movie. This movie is a mix of Friday the 13th and A Nightmare on Elm Street. And it was perfect. Perfectly executed. I love the way they did the gore. The jump scares were, again, immaculate. I liked the overall tone of the film. How it's overcoming this fear. So, like, I loved that. Ethan Hawke, terrific. I will say, one of the negatives that I had was the pacing. The pacing of the film, it's like, it starts off so slow, but when you get into the second and third act, that's when the pacing really picks up. Pretty much as soon as you see the grabber's face, dude, that's when the pacing is like notched to 10, and that's, for me, that's where the movie was like, yeah, like, this is it. Like, this is movies, yes. Hearing him on the phone and Finney's reaction, perfect. It's exactly how I would react. The nightmare sequences for Gwen, when not only when she's fighting the grabber, but when she's in her cabin and it's all the kids and the one window cuts down on the kid's face and it just starts bleeding everywhere and the kid's grabbing on her. I love that sequence. That entire sequence of the movie is so good. Because that's like genuine fear. Like, you're afraid for the antagonist of the film. Well, not really the antagonist, the protagonist. However the fuck, you're afraid of, is this real? Are they gonna harm her? Well, at least that's how I felt in the moment. I absolutely loved, another thing I loved, the dynamic between the mom's story and Gwen's story. The first one, like, the first one was like, oh yeah, she randomly has powers. I like this one more because it goes more in depth on why she has them. Like, they just lightly nonchalant, oh yeah, your mother killed herself and she had powers too, so that's why she killed herself. I'm not gonna say anything on that part, but whoa! That entire scene and section, there's an entire section where it straight up reminds me of Jason Voorhees, and it's when the grabber walks around with the axe and he's just walking like such a freaking, like such a badass fucking, like, oh, it reminded me so much of Jason because he's stalking her, Gwen, in that scene, and I absolutely loved it. Just the gore. The gore was, oh, it was beautiful. It was everything I wanted. Everything. Everything I wanted was that movie. Black Phone 2, for me, is the best horror movie of this year. Out of the ones I've seen Monkey, nah, that was nah. Him was mid. That's like one I would watch like one time. But Black Phone 2, oh yeah, when this comes out for like Steelbook or DVD or Blu-ray, I will have it. I really, really liked this movie. This movie was epic. Way, way more of a horror movie for me. Mason Thames, Ethan Hawke, they gotta win some form of Oscar, some form of award for their performances, because peak writing. Oh, I didn't even get to the freaking directing. Oh my god, the directing I love. For me, the biggest part of this movie, because it's set in the 80s, in 1982, I love the way they shot the camera. I love the way they used the camera with the aspect ratio. And at the beginning, how it starts off like set in the 80s, and it's kind of got like that 80s tone with the camera. So it's like a lot of old 80s movies. I love that with the camera. I absolutely love that. That's one of my favorite parts of the movie. There was a specific part, I'm like, yep, that's a Nightmare on Elm Street, and that's where the grabbers got Gwen in the kitchen as she's about to, like, because he was gonna kill her, and she's getting flung around the room, and I know there's people sitting there thinking, that's horrible CG, and I'm like, nah, that's immaculate. That's exactly what I want. Because it's so campy, but so cool. It's so cool, so unique. I love this movie. This movie is the definition of horror for me. I love horror movies. Scream, love Scream. Halloween, love Halloween. Jason, love Friday the 13th with a passion. I've seen all of these movies. I love Scream, absolutely. Well, I don't love all the Scream movies. Scream 2 is nah. There's a lot of Friday the 13th I'm not a fan of. Same thing with fucking A Nightmare on Elm Street, but the way that they combined those two, the way they did it and like combining it, I love. I love that. I was so skeptical going into this film because I'm like, you really didn't need a sequel. Like, the first one was already really, really good. So I'm like, why would they do a sequel when it's announced? But I can understand it now. They had a story to tell and they told it beautifully. But that's my review for Black Phone 2. 10 out of 10. Go watch it. I loved it. I know you guys will love it. Yeah, it's been Cookpool Forever, boys. Later.